Here we go. We are recording. Welcome to the first episode of Real Talk with Stony Stone. And this is where we talk about fishing and business and all kinds of things. And my very first podcast, I've got Matt. And the funny thing is, Matt, all I know you is Matt from SnagumnBagum. I don't know his last name. I don't know anything other than this guy makes some badass shit that I use for fishing. So, Matt, tell me about yourself. What can you
Oh,
share?
my name's Matthew Juntley. I own SnagumnBagum Custom Tackle, Custom Baits, and Reel Repair. We're located in Rio Vista, California, right on the Sacramento Delta. We've been in business for going on our 5th year, and it's me and my dad and my mom. We started this business up, and we just took off by storm, and got a lot of good people out of it, and pretty much make anything. If it swims, I make a product for it. I back all my product, and Stoney here, he uses a lot of my product, and a lot of other people use my product, and they've been really successful at putting people on big fish and not breaking a leader. So
Yeah, and along those, I do a lot of fishing, not a lot of catching, but a lot of fishing. We're out there doing our thing, and the old farts brand and that I started a few years ago. It was just something we did in COVID. COVID hit, and I was doing a lot of comedy shows and just wanted to pass time, do something. Everything's on lockdown, so I started fishing. And then people that know me on a personal level know that when I do something, I just jump in. It's either all or nothing. It's just you know full throttle, just gas, pedal to the metal. And that's what I did with old farts fishing, and just blew it up. And I've gone through I think 4 boats in 2 years, and meeting a lot of great people. And I don't claim to be the greatest fisherman out there. I claim to be a good learner. I'm going to learn. I'm going to reach out to people. I want to make connections. And one of the things is we started losing a lot of fish. We're out there. We're tying our knots and watching all these videos and making the shit. And man, we were losing stuff left and right. And I think you saw one of my videos and sent me some something, something, some leaders, and we started using those leaders. And I don't lose fish anymore.
yeah,
The last video I did with Anthony, we're out there on the river, and we were doing some striper catfish. And it was the not that one. It was the
clearly,
Clear Lake, right?
yeah.
He pulls a thing and he just looks at me. He lost a fish, right? He pulls it up, and the hook broke off the demon dragon. Very first thing I look, I'm always at a snag him and bag him. He looked at me, shook his head, no. About threw his ass off the boat. I'm like,
Funny
what?
part about that is 2 days later, he orders $100 worth of demon dragons from us.
So we learn, right? We make mistakes, we figure it out. And so your stuff is solid, man. We love using
I
it.
appreciate that.
Where are you guys located?
We're located in Rio Vista, right on the Delta.
Right in the Delta. And
Yeah, we're like 5 minutes from the boat ramp.
I think you do it all from your house, right?
Yeah, we do it all from the garage. We
I
don't
saw a
outsource
video.
anything.
You were doing some foundation work, right? It looks like you're expanding a little bit, growing.
Yeah, we reached out to a couple different companies. We reached out to Triple X Blood. We'll
Okay.
be a carrier for him. We'll also have a demo on the boat provided by Big Willie himself. I'll have 3 of the products on the boat for a lot of the people to use. I also have partnered up with Sal over at Delta Gliders. You've seen the post that I sent you
Yeah.
guys earlier.
Yeah.
We did a collaboration on some of his products, and we'll be carrying those. We also were recently picked up by Hook 'em Big Rods.
Oh
So,
man. Yeah.
yeah, we'll be carrying his rods. I'll have rods on the boat for people to demo out so they can test them out as well. We're trying to expand so it's not on my website. It's not just my product. It gives the people a variation of stuff that they can buy, from rods to scents. I want to reach out to people and partner with people that have the same outlook on their business as we do of our business. I don't want anybody to come in and have a bigger head than what their product will show.
Oh shit. Podcast over. See ya. Biggest head out there. And I don't have any products. I just have a big head.
Well, you it's I'm not I mean, all my website right now is just my product. And a lot of people don't want just our product. They want fish attractants. So we reached out to Big Willie and said, hey, let me get some of your products from my website. He sent us a package yesterday. I should have it today or tomorrow. Uh, Daniel, Daniel Fountain, he makes some awesome rods.
And racks.
And racks, yeah. He does make some awesome rod racks too. I've used a couple of his rods on the last trip we went on with him. So that's when I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I do a lot of ocean fishing. I don't do any catfish fishing. I don't do any,
We're gonna change that.
yeah, well, that was supposed to.
We're gonna get you out there.
I need to get on some big catfish because I I've never caught a big catfish other than a catfish this size. Just to be honest with everybody,
That's
I
what we
make
just.
awesome catfish gear, but I don't catch them.
Hey, those little ones. The last video I did was Anthony and I out where he got that big ass striper,
Yeah.
and we were pulling those little baby catfish all day. We're throwing them back. I'm like, man, I should have kept all those. We could have had nice little catfish nuggets.
Hey, there you go.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I'll get you out to do some catfishing. Again, I don't claim to be the catfish king, but I do have the title right now of king of Clear Lake because Steve Johnson and I fished that tournament last year together, and
Yeah, you guys did really well.
we did well. It was a great team effort. I learned from the best guy out there that's been doing it a long time, and like I said, I don't claim to be the best guy out there. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do my best, give it my all, and yeah,
Yeah.
I can get on catfish. It's at Clear Lake. It's not hard. You just got to do it. Put in the time, figure out where to go, and
Right.
and it's just a fun place to go. And in my repertoire of fishing, I'm trying to expand. Okay, I'm gonna piecemeal. I got catfish down. Yeah, I can go out there and catch fish. Um, can I go out and catch a striper on the river? Yeah, sometimes. Can I catch a salmon? Well, I don't know. Those fuckers aren't even up here yet. Um, but I want to get better at other things. You want to start doing some bass fishing, start doing some other things, and just expand my
Yeah.
fishing capability. One thing I think I'm good at is meeting people and promoting and talking shit and getting my head bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's all good. But this is all about you today, man, not me. It's just reel me back in, reel me back in. This is about snagging and bag. I'm not somebody's big head. So but no, I love your product. And what got you into wanting to do and making tackle leaders and stuff?
I love to fish. Me and my dad both love to fish. We fish a lot, and we were always buying them pre-made rigs from the bait shops, or go to Walmart and buy those. And every time you hook into a decent fish, the product is breaking, or the hook's bend out, or the hook's break in half. So we looked at each other and be like, "What are we doing wrong?" One is we're not tying our own gear. Two, we're using Eagle Claw. No offense to Eagle Claw, but the stuff breaks. So we looked at each other and we were like, you know what? Screw it. We're going to start making our own tackle. So we did, and we ran into a couple of our friends that wanted our tackle. They wanted to test it out. They seen that it wasn't failing on them. They were doing the same thing, going to the bait shops, buying all pre-made stuff. So they told a friend, which their friends told friends, and their friends told friends, and then all of a sudden we had this big old following. So we're like, you know what? Screw it. Let's finally open up Snag 'em and Bag 'em. So we did. We reached out to a couple of different hook companies. We got picked up by Gamakatsu Hook Co. and Owner Hooks. We both packed up with them. We're also hooked up with AFW swivels. They supply all of our swivels for us, all the Mighty Mini stainless steel swivels. A little overkill on some of them. They're 500 pounds, but I rather have quality terminal tackle than something that's going to fall apart. You can take our striper rigs and go for big catfish, and their swivels aren't going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Take our sturgeon rigs, you can catch big, oversized sturgeon. They're not going to fall apart. Um, we got into the catfish game because of Steve Johnson. Not going to lie, he told us about it, and so we did. We reached out and we went over to Demon Dragon and Hooker's Terminal Tackle and Tackle Bandit. Got with them, so we started making those. Then we started getting into pouring lead. So we pour all the sinkers, the drop shot weights, all the dragon weights. We also make black bass gear. Pretty much, like I said at the beginning, anything that swims, I make for it. Um, we have a business partner that makes all of our plastics for us. So it keeps everything in house. So we're not outsourcing anything.
Okay. Very cool. So along you say you pour your own lead, make your own sinkers. I
Yes, sir.
gotta ask, when are you making the walleye sinkers?
Well, I can make you a 16-ounce walleye sinker for free. You're guaranteed to win a tournament. You just give me a
I,
cut.
I, I just need one that doesn't get detected by a metal detector.
Hey, they should have used tungsten. You can't feel it. It's
Oh, there you
smaller and it weighs more.
go. So while we're talking about that, what do you think about that whole thing? I mean, is it like really spread through the whole fishing? Does
It's
everybody kind
spread
of
like wildfire. That controversy spread really quick.
it's like
As
number one right now out there.
And a lot of people don't understand is they're actually the people that are sharing this, they're making these guys famous.
Oh
One,
yeah.
you know, two reasons. One, they're giving them the views, and two, they're making them famous for showing out what cheating can do to the fishing community. When you're fishing a tournament, all you have is your word. It's like you said this morning, you're golfing.
Oh yeah.
Does somebody walk around and say, did you actually hit a par four or a par three, or did you go over? You have your word. When you're fishing these tournaments, you have your word. That's it. That's all a man has is his word. And you break that word, nobody can trust you.
I agree, and I think that's a lost, almost it's almost like a lost art, right? It
Yeah.
used to be things used to be done on a handshake. Things used to be, so the old farts coming out, right? The old farts fishing guys is, all the things that your integrity, your word, that doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. It's
Right.
these guys are going to be famous regardless, right? So it's not a good famous, but they're getting known all over the place. And I hope these guys really get. I hope they make an example of this is what happens when you cheat. I've seen a few other podcasts and things when they're talking about the felony charges that are potentially out there. Felony fraud, and so I hope there's a really strong message out that goes out to the fishing community and people that this is not cool. If you know of people that are cheating, they need to be called out on it. I'm starting to get into the I can't even say that word. I need to think about
Tournament.
it. Tournament thing, and there's every tournament that I've been in, it seems like there's been somebody accused of something, of cheating somehow. And I ran my own tournament. We did the catfish championship out there in Lake Berryessa, and even in that tournament, there was people saying that people cheated, right? I didn't see it personally. I had people come to me. I didn't make a big deal. I didn't blow it up. I didn't, so a lot of people are probably going, I never even heard that. But even in my tournament, people were accused of cheating.
Yeah.
I didn't have any evidence. I didn't have anywhere to take it any further, so I didn't, right? But it does definitely raises some attention, and that whole experience was a pretty good experience. But at the end of the day, do I want to do another tournament? Probably not, especially on the heels of what's going on here. I want to participate in tournaments, and I'm still thinking there's some good people out there, and there's some great fishermen that we can learn from. But as far as putting on a tournament, I think I'll help. I'll be involved, but I don't want to be the guy that's got to um, be like this tournament director's got to go deal with this situation now. It just sucks,
Yeah.
it's not fair to him or anybody else involved, and hopefully this thing's just going to go away and we'll get on to some bigger and better things, and there's a little more awareness to it, and everybody makes fun of it. I made a few little memes myself about it, and the walleye, the walleye weights that are on sale right now.
I've made a couple myself, and it's like, do I really even want to post it? Because then you start trying to follow somebody else's clout.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm into doing my own thing, building my own reputation for stuff that I do, and people remember that than you falling on somebody else's coattail.
And it's one thing, this real talk with Stony Stone, and the whole premise of what I'm doing here is again, just I always put out there as I'm not a great fisherman. I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's an art. It's thing. But one thing I do and am passionate about is supporting small business. Right. I'm a small business owner. I've run a few different businesses. I worked the high tech industry for a long time. Ended up getting laid off at 49. It was a huge impact to me, just emotionally. Worked my whole life, since I was 16. Never got laid off from a job. Never took unemployment. Never, and all of a sudden here I am, 49 years old, without a job, no degree, nothing. I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? Well, luckily I was smart enough to figure out some photography stuff and started a photography business. And now it's like hindsight was like, man, I should have done that years ago. The
Yeah.
freedom of not working in a corporate environment, and knowing that you're a smart person. Well, I think I'm smart, but a little smart, um, enough to get by and just start a business. And what's funny is I took some personal inventory of who my friends are and things, and it's interesting. 5 years ago, most of my friends were coworkers. You know, people I go to work with do the same job I did. You know, they're program managers or in the high tech. Everybody hates their freaking job. You're making shitloads of money, but you're on a grind making money for somebody else. Now I look at my friends. I would say the majority of my friends are business owners. You know, you're a friend. You know,
I think I'm a friend.
you're a friend. Anthony Sparks, you know, guy I fish with, is, you know, does Champions Cleaning Solutions, carpet cleaner, and I want to say more than carpet cleaner. He does a lot more, but he runs a business. Root. I just got so everybody I kind of is in my circle. They're all business owners, and it's just a total different mindset when you surround yourself with successful people.
Right.
So it's one of those things to where you know you've made me part of your pro staff, which you know I definitely appreciate that. You know, and people are always asking, well, what does that mean? A pro staff? Does that mean you get all your stuff for free? And I'm like, no, it means I get some stuff for free. I get some stuff at a discount, but
Yeah.
it's a win-win, right? I use your product. I put you on my videos. It's not a free ride. You know, it's not like I'm on your staff type of thing. It's called pro staff, and you know, yes, we help each other out.
Yeah.
For me, on a personal level, you know, I'm not selling. It's funny is people think I'm a guide or they think that I sell a product. You know, if you look at Old Farts Fishing and Fishing with Stony Stone, we don't sell a product. That's the funny thing is I don't have a product. I don't sell anything. I
Yeah.
promote. That's what I look at myself. I'm a promoter. I'll promote you. I'll promote them. I'll promote what I'll promote. Shoot, I'll promote anything. I don't care. It's just getting out there. It's a vessel. You know, I get people that follow me. Why? I don't know. They like old farts. I don't get it, but it's all good. You know, whether it's fishing, whether it's comedy, whether it's, you know, I got my finger in all kinds. Well, I shouldn't say that. That they could come out wrong or could be misinterpreted. So
Yeah.
I put my fingers anywhere. Trust me, we are. I'm doing a lot of
It's
different.
real talk. I mean, come on now.
That's real talk. Get down and dirty. Uh, but no, Matt, you know it's been great meeting you. You know, I think I'm trying to remember back of how it even connected. I'm sure it was on Facebook somehow. You know, I don't know. You know, I can't even remember who played a part in making that connection.
Well,
How we
I
crossed.
joined.
How did we meet? I don't even remember.
I joined Catfish Posse,
Okay, that's there you go.
and you messaged me back then, way back then, and I. There's two people that run our Facebook page, me and my dad. So if somebody sees the message, doesn't you be it me or be it him, doesn't rely it. You were getting kind of irritated with me,
I
so
was.
you finally said, you know
Oh,
what? So he gave me your number. You're like, you know what? You better just call me. So you sent me your number in a private set instead of the group message. And I called you and we talked about it. And then you said, hey, I need leaders for this tournament. I'm tired of breaking them off. Do you have this red and black demon dragon? I said, yeah, I've got 5 of them left. And I said, how many you want? You said, I'll take all 5 of those plus some extras. I said, okay, when do you need them by? He said, I'll be there Friday. And you showed up Friday afternoon with video camera in hand,
there you
and
go.
we did our very first YouTube video with you.
There you go.
So that's basically the down and dirty quick version of how Stoney and me met, and we've been friends ever since. I call him, he calls me. I was having problems making my photos better for my website, so I called him and said, "What do I need to do? What am I doing different?" So now every time you see my photos, I think I hashtag Blue Dream Productions because that's who taught me to make my photos better, which is Stoney of Blue Dream Productions. And he's also going to be taking over the website too. So look out for that. He'll be taking over the website here pretty quick. And
Oh,
it's just been it's in this community, you meet a lot of decent people and you meet a lot of people that are, so so.
it,
But for the vast majority of the people I've met, they're pretty good people. Um, I've had Daniel come stay the night at the house for to go fishing. I've had Steve come stay the night at the house to go fishing. In fact, Daniel's going to be at my house next Thursday night, and we're going to go fishing Friday morning out at the Farallon Islands.
oh, nice.
So we'll be out there fishing. We have a whole boat full, different hook and big rod pro staff. It's going to be a good trip. We're going to go
That's the
out there.
14th, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the one I can't make. Oh man, I wish I was part of that trip. That would have been a blast. But there'll be others. There'll be others.
Oh yeah. So I put on trips a lot out of San Francisco. book a lot of my trips from bathtub sport fishing,
Okay.
or we go with Steve Mitchell.
Yep.
Um, we're trying to get a trip together right now for sturgeon for 4 other people on Bend Your Rod.
Okay.
If Mike Fontanella can't get it, we're also going to go with Steve Mitchell for the sturgeon trip too. So be looking out for those. We do several trips out of the bay with bass tub. It just depends on what people want to go for. If you still want to go for rock and ling, but we do trips for those. We're also putting together a crab combo trip, so be on the lookout for that. That's coming in November, December ish. It's just all whatever what he wants to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of great guides out there. And there's a lot of shitty guides out there. There's a lot of guides out there that call themselves guides and don't have a guide license.
Yeah,
One I like a lot is Joe Gama's with Golden State Sports Fishing. We've done a few trips with him, and it's always a good time when we go with Joe. I love when he just rides people's ass out there. I went on my buddy Kendall. Every time he hook onto a fish, man, Joe's out there. And then the last video we did with Joe, it's funny. You watch him; he just pulled the rod out of Kendall's hand. It was just funny, but
yeah,
it's always a good time. And it's tough when some of these guys get people out there that don't know what they're doing and they're losing fish left and right. It's got to be frustrating for them to just sit there and watch people just jack up, just not even catch fish. But not the guide's fault. It's the people fishing that are too drunk or having a good time, and but it's always a good time.
yeah.
Um, all righty. Well, it was funny is I wanted to do half-hour podcasts, and we're right at 30 minutes right now. And it time just flies by. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit, it's already 30 minutes. We could probably go on for another 30 minutes, but I'm sure people would get bored. Um, so that's kind of it, man. What else? What other questions, or what do you want to see in these podcasts going forward? Since you were our first one, this is like history being made right now. You know that, right? You can
So
look
I
back
think what
at
you should.
episode 100 and go, "That was the very first one."
Yeah.
Or we'll get to episode 3 and it's like, "Oh, we're done. This is stupid." We'll find out. So,
I
what do you
think
think?
we should do is have the guides be able to come on here. Get with
Okay,
some of the guides and have them promote their business. There's not a lot
absolutely.
of small tackle companies, but you can have Big Willie on here, Daniel Fountain, uh,
Yep.
different guides. You can have different people like that. I mean, if you want to keep it to where it's small businesses in the fishing community, then all your best option is rod makers like
Yep.
Stubborn, Daniel Fountain. You've got several guides that would be more than happy probably to come on here just to promote their business. That's all it's about, is just promoting your business over and
Absolutely.
over. And you can make several appearances on it too. You don't have to just make one appearance. Like I plan on making another one.
Oh,
You
you
know,
will.
this
You
next
will.
time I'm gonna have more. I'm gonna have product, and we'll have showcase some product and stuff. But like Joe Gammas, Ross Corbett, Justin Young, Hammer Down, have him on here supporting do his clothing line. Uh, Daniel Fountain, Hook 'em Big Rod and Rod Racks. Whoever you want on here, you've got endless possibilities to do it. Or you can have like tackle stores. Everybody's got a smartphone because that's what I'm on right now. You can have
Yep.
managers of tackle stores just being in the store, just going and showing you, telling you about the store, what baits they have for that week, stuff like that.
Absolutely. So you're right on track. As I thought about this, it was kind of like, well, why do we need another podcast, right? I've looked online. There's so many fishing podcasts, and there's so much information, and so the question for me is why? Why are you doing this? And again, I go back to what I originally said. It's helping support small business. I'm a small business owner. Anything I can do to help them get their word out about their stuff through fishing, right? Tell a few fish stories. Whatever it is, right? It just
Yeah.
just getting it out there and put my spin on it and have a good time. Um, so yeah, no, I got James Stone. I've talked to him. I want to get him on to give an update what's going on with fisheries, and he puts out some videos, but he's already committed to come on. He's going to be a guest. But everything you said, and so a lot of these guys don't even have to have a fishing business. Like Anthony, I'll probably have Anthony on. We'll talk about fishing. We'll talk about his champions cleaning solutions. So if you're a fishing person and you're running a small business and you're out there working hard, and it says running out of time, this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Oh, I guess I got to pay for a bigger one if I want to do a longer podcast. So we're wrapping up. Mr. Freaking Zoom person telling me I've got 10 minutes, need to upgrade. I always want my money. Matt,
I
are you
think that's good though. I think
gonna,
that's really good though, is that you can have a podcast for 30 minutes, max it out at 30 minutes. When it's done, it's done.
it's done.
Drop it at that. Edit it up if you have to, and then post it. I mean,
Yep.
you don't need to sit here for 5 hours talking to somebody, to the same person over and over, because you can't say 5 hours worth of stuff.
I don't know. I might.
Well, let me go grab a different hat.
You can draw my. I'm gonna do my other podcast, so I'm gonna be doing two podcasts. One is this one, Real Talk with Stony Stone, but the more interesting one is gonna be 420 Thoughts with Stony Stone. That podcast will be open to a lot of different things, comedy, what have
That
you.
one's going to be where everybody's going to hash out their drama.
That's what it is. I'm all you guys that don't get along and having issues, man. I got so many people that have come into my life, out of my life, and it's like, what is up with this fishing community? And it's not just fishing. I was doing barbecue competitions a few years back. It's the same shit with those guys. You know,
You need to change your name from 420 Stony Stone to Stony Springer.
Stony Springer. There you go. We'll just get everybody on and say, let's just hash it out. I'll be judge, jury, executioner. It don't matter. So,
You
Matt,
got 30 minutes to argue.
I appreciate you getting on my first
Yeah, no
podcast
problem.
here. There'll be links to your website on here. SnagumnBagum.com. There'll be a link there. Go check out their stuff. Amazing products. Use promo code Stony Stone. You'll get 10% off your order. That's awesome. And that's about it. Until next time, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, freaking what else? I think I got some TikTok stuff up there and Instagram. There's so many different social media sites, but the two main ones I use is Facebook and YouTube. So check us out there, and don't forget to visit Snag 'em and Bag 'em. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, tight lines and go get some big fish. Peace out.